Alright, so I'm gonna cut the BS right away. If you guys want to go pro in a game as complex as Fortnite, it is going to take time. So if you're clicking on this video wanting to just go pro fast to make some money, it's not gonna happen. I'm here to just be the bearer of bad news to you guys, but I will be giving you guys the best methods on how you can actually go pro, what you can do to work towards that dream you have, and everything you need to know about it. Real quick, first to your starts, I actually run V-Buck giveaways every single month for all of 2024. I've just finished my Battle Pass V-Buck giveaway. I'll put the proof of it on the screen right there so you guys know I'm not just like scamming you guys or anything like that. If you guys want to enter these V-Buck giveaways, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, because we are trying to hit 40,000 subs as soon as possible. Turn on notifications, drop a like on this video, and then the most important part is to make sure that you are using code Kdog in the Fortnite item shop. The reason why I want to make sure you are using code Kdog is because every 100 people that use code Kdog, I actually give back $10 in V-Bucks to you guys. So say we get like 500 people at the end of the month using the code, I will be giving back $50 in V-Buck codes to you guys. Pretty much once you like do all those steps, just DM me proof of that on my Twitter, just at Kdog. Without further ado though, I'm done yapping. Let's get straight into this video. Alright, so this video is going to just be as straight up as possible. So we're going to start with the equipment that you actually need. Equipment is one of the most important things in this game, and it is probably one of the things that like a lot of people don't want to hear, but you do need good equipment, and you do need pretty decent ping if you want like the easiest, fastest chance to get pro in general. So to start off with, for your equipment, if you're still playing on a PS4 or like an Xbox that runs 60 FPS, or even a PS5 that runs 60 FPS, I'm sorry, you're just not going pro. Even if you're like one of the best players of all time, you're literally going to be held back so much by your equipment that it is just not possible. And I know a lot of you guys are commenting right now that you just don't have money to be able to upgrade your equipment. There are so many other ways in Fortnite that you can make money, and just in life in general that you can make money to be able to afford it and buy new equipment. If you guys want me to make a video talking about a bunch of different money making methods from Fortnite, or just in real life in general, so you are able to upgrade your equipment, comment it down below and I'll get to making that video. But in my personal opinion, unless you're only trying to play like console cash cups that only run like 2 times a season, and then PlayStation cups that only run like once a season, you're really like not even going to be making your money back in general. So I would really recommend that you get a PC that can run at least 190 to like 200 FPS. If you can get a PC that runs 240 FPS, then that was like obviously ideal, like perfect, preferred. But if you can get a PC that can run like 160, 200 FPS consistently, and it's not frame jumping a bunch, and like even in like end games, like your FPS stays around the 200 range, that should be perfectly fine. I know it's pretty high, but I'm just being real with you guys in this video. I'm trying to be as real as possible. I have a lot of other tips for you guys that like later on in the video that don't just have to do with equipment. So if you do just want to stick to your console, I do have some tips for you console players out there as well. Alright, but say you can't get none of that equipment stuff, you don't want to worry about any of that, or you just can't afford it. The next one is you have to do the things that no one wants to do. So what I mean by this is you have to VOD review, you have to play scrims constantly, you have to literally put in the motivation, like not put in the motivation, put in the work to be the best player. You literally have to practice like you're the best player already, even though you probably have zero earnings, or you could just have very few earnings right now. But you have to literally practice like you have $1 million in earnings if you want to get your first earnings in general. A simple tip I have for that is simply delete all other games that you play and only play Fortnite. If you want to seriously become a pro in this game and like have the benefits of being a pro, which is making hundreds of thousands of dollars from playing a video game, being able to drop out of school, all that sort of stuff, you have to be able to put in the hours, and you have to want to put in the hours. If you're not dedicated and like motivated to play this game, there's no reason to get into it just for the money, because the mental aspect of being a Fortnite pro is probably one of the toughest things in all of gaming, not in life. So don't clip that and say I was talking about in life. I'm talking about in gaming, that Fortnite is one of the most mentally exhausting games, because it really is very, very RNG, like from zone luck to literally like loot luck to if you're getting contested or not. Just so many little things go into every single tournament, and there's so like most of like the big prize money tournaments are only in FNCS, and there's so much luck that goes into every single one of those tournaments. All right, now let's talk about what your gameplay should look like on a day-to-day basis. You should not be doing 1v1s against friends that are worse than you. Either do completely random 1v1s, or go onto Discord and like to some 1v1 servers and try to find people that are looking for 1v1s, or go on Twitter and just try to find people that are looking for 1v1s. Just try to find people that are better than you to 1v1, because if you're just constantly losing to them, you're going to have to figure out new ways to fight to actually be able to beat them. Because obviously if you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again and it's not working, you're going to need to adapt to do new things to actually try to beat them. So while you're adapting and trying out those new things, you're learning ways to become better and to improve for yourself. One of the most slept on practice methods in all of Fortnite is simply just queuing up into ranked solos. I know a lot of you guys guys hate solos and ranked. I know a lot of guys just hate ranked in general, but trust me on this, playing ranked solos is by far some of the best practice because you're literally just going against a bunch of people that are just on max PCs, just sweating like as hard as they can, especially if you're playing in like those night lobbies that aren't just like filled with bots. Like, you're literally just going to be getting people that are like skipping school and they're just playing ranked all night, and it's going to be like the sweatiest lobbies you've ever had. And when you're playing these ranked lobbies, don't just camp and like try to get placement. You need to be going to try to get at least 8 kills per game. If you're able to get a consistent like 8 to 10 eliminations per game, that is how you know you're becoming a better fighter and also a smarter fighter at the same time. I see a lot of people that want to go pro will literally just play like go goated zone wars all day, or those play like the most random creative maps against legit 5-year-olds. Like, I don't know how you expect to win or like go pro when you're literally playing people that aren't even old enough to drive yet. Like, you gotta be going against like people that are around your skill level or better, like preferably better. And if you're like terrible at the game, then definitely just go for people that are better than you. You don't want to go and like face like other people that are bad. It'll be a battle of mid, basically. Like, you want to find people that are better than you. Next up is sticking to your settings and not changing your settings every single week, or just changing your settings to whatever the best keyboard pro is at the time or whatever the best controller pro is at the time. Those settings are not going to make you better. Everybody is different and everybody has personal preference. So what I would recommend is going and like trying some different settings, trying and seeing what works best for you guys, and definitely prioritize aim over mechanics. There's so many people nowadays that try to have flashy mechanics. They try to look like Peterbot when they're obviously not as good mechanically as Peterbot, and then they completely just ruin their aim because they can build a bunch but they can't aim at all. You don't need to have flashy mechanics. You don't see anybody in the FNCS Grand Finals going for clips. They're literally just out aiming people and using their brains to outsmart their opponents. Probably one of the final and most important tips I have is knowing what role you're going to be good at. So right now it's looking like the meta for FNCS is pretty much just always going to be duos for this whole year at least, and then probably for the next year as well. They might switch it to trios eventually, but it's still, there's always going to be roles. So if you realize that you're not a very good fighter, you're getting a little bit older, like your mechanics are not as fast as they used to be, and you can obviously tell that like you're not as mechanical as a lot of the other people out there, then you definitely want to stick to the role of more trying to be an IGL and like learning how the actual meta works, watching other pros, watching scrims, playing scrims as well, just doing everything you can to be as smart of a player as possible. And the other thing is obviously becoming a fragger, but I feel like becoming an IGL is just so much more important nowadays because there's so many people that just want to be fraggers, and there's so many just like cracked out like 15-14-year-olds that just play wagers and like tokens all day that will literally like you'll be able to find super easily if you're an IGL. But if you're a fragger, you have to constantly be like practicing your mechanics and all that, and definitely being an IGL is harder because you have to spend more time actually learning the game, and it is definitely a lot less fun. But if you really do enjoy Fortnite and you really do just want to have the best chance possible of going pro, learning how the game works, learning how rotations work, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to do so. Other than that, that's pretty much off today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel. If you guys are new, remember we are trying to hit 40,000 subs as soon as possible. Use code Kdog in the Fortnite item shop if you want to support me even more. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something. If you have any other tips and tricks, comment it in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.